We have big plans for our 65 Mustang Coupe, but we recently did a video talking to you guys about some ideas for some basic installs you might want to see before we get into the actual build. One of the questions a lot of people had was, how do you install bumpers on a classic Mustang? So today we're going to install our front and rear bumper kit on our 65 Coupe. This is our front and rear bumper kit fitting all 1965 through 1966 Mustangs. It's going to include a brand new front bumper, a brand new rear bumper, and then all the hardware necessary to mount the bumpers to the bumper brackets. Now in our case, we're planning on using the original bumper brackets, assuming they're in good shape, which I think they are. But if you do need new bumper brackets, those are also available as a kit. As you can see, the front bumper on our 65 is typical of your classic Mustang. The chrome's starting to come off. It's old, it's definitely not shiny anymore, definitely due for replacement. We're gonna start with the front. We're gonna start over here on the side by getting the side bolt out here. In this case, you wanna get some tape. Our paint's not particularly nice, we're not really concerned about it, but if your paint job is nice, you wanna put the tape in this area here to protect it, because you gotta kinda come in from the top with a swivel. And this installation, we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're actually not gonna use the lift, and we're doing the ground, just like you guys are doing at home. And the nut's gonna be right back here on the inside of the bracket. You'll definitely need a swivel for this one. And I would suggest what I did earlier is put some penetrating lubricant on these, because they probably have not been off for a while. Next, we're gonna do the corner bolts. Again, if you have a nice paint job, we don't, but if you do, put some tape kind of like this, because your extension could rub against the paint. Now, if you have the bumper guards like our car does, this bolt here is challenging because basically this is going to be in the way. So this has a bolt here and another one behind here. We're going to have to remove the bumper guard to access this bolt. Unfortunately, our bumper bracket is in the way, so we're going to have to take that off too. Let's say the bracket for the bumper guard is in the way. Okay, now we're ready to get to this nut here. Again, put some tape down if you got a nice paint job. So you can sort of sneak in from the front here. Okay, now repeat the process with the 3 bolts on the other side. We left just this bolt in here to hold it, while everything else is loose. Now we can remove our factory bumper, well, our original bumper to us anyway. So we're gonna work the side around first. And you wanna start from the side here and kind of pull out and forward to clear the bracket. Once you do that, you take the whole bumper off. As you can see, all of our bumper brackets are in good shape. They're not bent, they're not damaged. This one will have a little play, that's normal. Again, these holes are slotted for a reason. It'll help you actually line up the new bumper to put it on the car. Whether you're using the original brackets, new bumpers, whatever. Sometimes these holes, you may have to open them up a little bit to get everything to fit, but the original brackets with our new bumpers should fit pretty good. Even the reproductions though, same way. You have to leave them loose so you can make adjustments before you tighten everything down. We have our new bumper. Again, kind of hook it around the corner on this side. We're going to pop out that original bolt that we use this as a holder. Grab our new hardware. Just put all of them in. Just kind of get them started. Now we'll start and put the nuts on them. Get them all hand tight for now. I will put the side bolts in. This bracket's probably one of the most flexible ones. If you have to, just kind of use a screwdriver, line it up a little better. Now we're going to try to carefully get the nut down into place here. Bumper's going to be nice and slick, so you probably drop it a couple times, but I'll do the same thing over here. This one will probably be one of the hardest ones because it is the last one. Everything's in place. All right, now you can make sure they're seated. Start tightening them down. And the last step, tighten down the bolts on the sides. Now, even with our absolutely crappy paint job, the new front bumper looks worlds better on the front of our 65. Now we're going to move on to the rear. The installation for the rear bumper is going to be way different. There is no way to get to the bolts from the outside of the car, so we're actually going to open the trunk, get to the bolts from the inside, and remove the entire bumper with the brackets. We'll start over here on the passenger side. Take your spare, just move it out of the way, and pull back this, and you'll see the bolts. I do suggest spraying these down ahead of time and then cross your fingers that they want to come out. Okay, that's way too loose. Usually these give you a little bit of a fight. It's actually surprising that came off like that. Now before you remove the last bolts, you want to go underneath the license plate. You'll notice in your bumper kit there's two small Phillips head screws. They are for right here and here for your license plate light, which is bolted to the bumper. At this point, you also want to hold the bumper. And there's the tight one. All right, we got both bumpers on the table. Now we're going to move our bracket, move it over to the new bumper. Install the new hardware. Get them both started before you tighten them down too. The same thing with the other bracket. Now we're gonna put the new bumper into place. You wanna make sure you get the light. Let's get it up on top. I'll just put a couple bolts in place just to hold it for now. Okay, now I want to get the license plate light bracket up where it goes. Okay, now line up the other bolts on this side. And tighten them down. Go back and tighten the other two, and your installation's finished. A rear bumper was definitely a lot easier than front, and again, even though the paint's not great on this car, it looks a lot better with a fresh bumper, and we'll definitely replace the bumper guards at some point as well. And I'm gonna be honest here with this installation, this car came apart pretty easy. I've done some bumpers that really fight you. Thankfully, like I said, this is a good solid car. It hasn't been taken apart tons of times over the years, so everything actually came apart pretty nicely. But as far as the bumpers go, I'd give yourself a couple hours for the installation. You'll be back on the road in no time.